Following on from the story of Brutus, the V8 Land Rover that I found in a field, I'd like to introduce you to Percy the parts car. Percy spent 20 years languishing behind a factory in a neighbouring town. Although Percy's only going to be for parts, let's get him home and see if I can get him started after all these years. Hey, watch the panel work. Don't you scratch it. Well, that was surprisingly easy. Nice when you've got the gear. So this thing's been parked for 20 years behind this business in a spare section, and now they're going to develop the spare section, and so all the rubbish needs to go. So I've got it tied down to the trailer, made sure that none of the bits are going to fly away, and I'm now ready for a quick drive home, because unlike the last one that was 6 hours away from home, this one was only 20 minutes away from home. And my friend Baz, who owns Bullarangi Harley Tours, isn't using his trailer quite so much. And so he's lent me his trailer to nip up the road and pick up this babe. So here I am, ripping home. How's it looking on the back? Right, I'll be home in no time. Because so many of the jobs that I do by myself, I've organised hacks and tricks and ways to do things. So here's me removing the trailer from the load rather than removing the load from the trailer. Percy the parts car has landed. Luckily, I've got loads of spare Land Rover wheels, because this one has been absolutely shredded. Looks like it got a flat tyre and it was driven quite some distance on it and it was wrecked. So let's have a wee look and see what I've got. I've got no doors and I've got no seats, but there's a decent dashboard. I'm really lucky that the top pad has only got one crack in it, and the bottom pad is absolutely mint. I thought the firewheel might be a write-off, but now that I've had a decent look at it, I think after a sandblast I might be tempted to throw some patches on it and see if I can refurbish it, keep it as a spare. Now I'm led to believe that the short wheelbase pickup with the flat tray on the back is quite rare, and this cab back panel is hen's teeth. It's a different shape to the 109 cab back, which just goes straight down, as you can see. So the plates are still in the system, but the registration's long since died. The chassis is a real mess. I don't know whether I'll bother with that. It's been a boat tractor and not been washed. Being a boat tractor, it's got good tyres on it. On the back here, there's a couple of panels, a almost stuffed leaf spring. Once you can feel the depression here, you know that they're close to breaking. So that's close to getting a broken main leaf. For some reason there's a Series 2 radiator support panel on the back, because this is a Series 3. I don't know why that's even there. No gear stick, no seats, no doors, no radiator, no front guards. Everything else seems to be... oh, no grille. Looks like it's had a new alternator at some stage. It does turn over. I wound it over in the field and had a quick look at the oil. So let's open the bonnet
Anyway,
again.
let's
Let's have a look under the bonnet. We'll see what we've got. Really good bonnet frame. Got on the corners. Easy to fix. No one's walked around on the bonnet. Nice. Oh my God! Look. Blue eggs, probably a thrush or a blackbird. It's pretty complete. Like I say, it slipping now. Oh, there we go. It does turn over, and it's got a bit of oil in it. The oil's not thick and black. It looks reasonably good. There's bound to be a few spiders down there. But what I'm going to do now is go and get a battery and see if I can wind this thing over and see what we get. Hang on. There's no earth lead. We'll improvise. These little 2 1/4 4-cylinder Rover motors, 2,225 cc's and something like 72 horsepower. They're really lethargic. It's the gearbox that sees these things achieve so much. The high and low ratio is amazing, and the ratios are picked fairly well for such a lethargic little motor. But 72 horsepower because they're only something like 7-to-1 compression.
No, it
should be wicked. Right, we've got a turning over, so the next thing to do is check for a spark. Awesome. It's still got an ignition key, and if I... all that stuff. Hey! Okay, I've got two lights on the dashboard. The charge light and there's the oil light. No sign of an oil light. I wound it over a moment ago with the fuel line connected, and we've got a gaping hole there, so it's probably full of water. The first thing I should do is disconnect the fuel line. That's loose. Oh, I've broken the fuel line. Damn. Yeah, that was water. Yeah, the fuel line's full of water. I'd better peel this off. We don't want that catching fire. Get the cobwebs out of the air cleaner. Sit there for later. The last one I rescued from a field had kikuyu grass growing all up through it, and the exhaust made it catch fire. I ended up with a small fire underneath that I managed to put out. Right, now what was I doing? I was going to check. Okay. Aside from the spider shit, that's a fairly decent distributor cap. So I'll turn the ignition on and see if there's a spark at the points. Yeah. Okay, got a spark at the points. Nothing's been fiddled with, so I should be able to get this going. Fuel, some nice fresh fuel. Wait here. I've just been and got a 4-litre oil container and drilled a hole in the lid and pushed a piece of plastic hose through, and I'm going to use that as an intravenous drip, and I'll hang that upside down from something, and we'll get some fresh fuel up it. Now I'll wind it over again and see what I get. Choke it. The choke cable's horribly rusted, but I'll give it a wiggle at both ends and tease a little bit of action out of it, see what I get. Right. Okay. Bloody hell. I didn't expect that. Wow. I'm impressed. More fuel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how about that then? I'm, well, chuffed with that actually. It's running really smoothly. I'll block up this thing's external orifices and give it a big sandblast and get some paint on the thing and put it into a corner and keep it as a spare for one of my other Land Rovers. There's plenty. This is half of my Land Rover fleet that you can see here. I'm just painting the wheels on the front of Sandy and putting new brake shoes in. Well, one thing's for sure, seeing as it's been parked for 20 years in that field, it's certainly low miles for its age. And it goes to show that Land Rovers, even when they've been parked for this long, they still pull the birds.